Hello, BookTube. I thought I would do something a bit different today because I've got a haircut, so new hair, new me, and I thought I'd go through a list of like 10, 11-ish authors that I'm surprised I haven't read yet, or authors that are like I've read one bit from them and just never like continued on. And this is going to be very exposing for me, and I'm ready for it. This was a very easy list to do because some of these authors have just haunted me, really, truly have haunted me, and I feel like at one point I need to get to these authors, and it's not shame, it's just like I'm actually surprised I've got this far and haven't read them yet. So let's start. The main author we are going to talk about today is Virgil. I've never read the Aeneid. I haven't read any of his other verses, poetry he's done or whatever. I have read so much of the ancient Roman times. Like I've done Horace, I've done Livy, I've done a lot of the other ones. I can't mention them, but they're literally all behind me. I've done a good chunk of them, but I've just never done Virgil. I don't know why. I just skipped over him. I was like, oh, I'll get to him. I'm gonna do Horace instead because I love Horace. But yeah, I just haven't gone to him, and it's kind of iconic that I've done so much, but just haven't read the Aeneid, and maybe it'll say like that, but who knows. And then we have Lucan. He wrote the Civil War. That's all I know. I know that Jennifer Brooks really loved Lucan, and I feel like in her memory, I feel like I really want to do it. And it seems really lovely too, but I'll get to it eventually. Plutarch was doing the Romans, because I've done the majority of the Greeks pretty much. And Plutarch, I always put off Plutarch because I assume that I will get lost because of the figures he talks about that I may not know and all of that. But I feel like I need to not worry about that because he, does biographies, and I feel like he would just inform me about them and I wouldn't be lost. But I just haven't done it yet, but I would really love to see what I he wrote about Caesar and whatever, because I've never been a Caesar girly at all. I don't like his writing, and I feel like because I have his writings, Caesar's writings, or this is a tangent. I have Caesar's writings. I don't like them, and I feel like I want a good, just one volume like biography of Caesar. So if you have that in the comments, please let me know, because I never liked Caesar. I think he's just incredibly overrated, and yeah, that's just a rant about Caesar. But Plutarch I haven't read yet, and then we're gonna go into Dante. Now I have read the Inferno. I read it as a teen, many, many, many moons ago, but I've never finished it. I know what oh my god, I can't even name them. Purgatory and Paradiso are about, and I just thought I know them, and that's it. But I feel like I need to actually sit and read Dante, and I'll get to it one point. I'll probably do the Henry Longfellow translation. I do have the other one, the one that Penguin does, the big chunky what's oh my god, what's it called? The collection of all of his stuff, the definitive Dante or whatever. It's not called that, but I haven't read Dante, and that's fair enough. I haven't read Navina Nawali. How do you say that? I haven't read that yet too, but I'll get to that eventually because you can't not do Dante. And I think I'll just rather do Augustine than Dante. I know they're very different, but I don't know. I just haven't done Dante yet. Um, Next, we have one of my favorites, and that's Balzac. I have never read a Balzac novel or short story. I have so many of his books. I kid you not. I have like seven or eight of his novels. Because whenever I see him, I pick him up, and I just haven't gotten to him yet. It's been many years. I think because when it comes to the French authors from that time period, I'm a Damasque girly. I liked Victor Hugo's poetry, so I normally just stick to that. But yeah, Balzac I haven't gone to. I literally couldn't even tell you what his novels are about. The only things I know about Damasque is that he wrote an insane amount for one person and loved his coffee. That's literally all I could tell you about him. And I feel like it's time at some point that I read Balzac. Maybe one day, if I really like him, I'll spend the rest of my entire life doing the human comedy and just make my way through that, because that would be the biggest flex I could do. But again, that would many lifetimes would have to be. I'd have to live so many lives just to make my way through that, let alone him writing that. But anyway, so I haven't read Balzac. Next, we're going to go to some romance. Oh no, we're not. We're not. Sorry, we're going to go to Carson McCullough. I have three of her books. I have The Ballad of the Sad Cafe. I have to look to find them. I have The Member of the Wedding and The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. I have no clue what they're about. I saw a collection of them and I just brought them. And yeah, I feel like because I don't get along with a lot of like the major male 20th century writers, and I feel like I need to support the women pretty much. And Carson, you could also chuck in Kathleen Ann Porter too. I haven't read her. I literally don't know what she writes, and as an author I want to get to as well. But for this list, we're going to stick with Carson because I actually own her books, and yeah, I haven't read Carson yet. Then we're moving on to romance now. Finally, Rosemary Rogers. Now, you may not know who Rosemary Rogers is. She was one of the early, I think, Bodice Rippers girlies, like that Kathleen Ann Woodless type. Her main debut novel, which is her most famous, is Sweet Savage Love. And she also done one more book that I think people still remember, her second book. And the reason I haven't read her yet is because I have never found her. She is, I don't think she's in print anymore, but I don't know. I just haven't found her yet when I go up shopping, and literally, maybe I will never find her, and I just need to like get like an audiobook or like an ebook of her. But she was one of the first, romance girlies to sell in the millions when it comes to bodice rippers, wrote in the 70s, and I just haven't found her yet. That's why she's on this list. And in terms of a major romance writer that's still living, we have Mary Jo Putney. I have a couple of her books, but just haven't gotten to them yet. I know she does like historicals. I think she does Regencies, but I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure she does Regencies. And so we have that. And then we have three authors that including Dante, but I didn't organize this list right. But these next three authors are authors that I gave a try and thought they were fine and pretty much moved on from quickly. And the first one we have here is Edgar Allan Poe. Now, I read Poe as a teen many, many moons ago. I think I read The Raven and I didn't get it, and I never picked him up again. But I do have a like complete Poe collection or whatever, and I feel like I need to give Poe another try because I'd love to be like a classic horror girly and do like M.R. James, who I do like M.R. James, and like Clark Ashton Smith and like all of those type of authors. And I feel like, yeah, Poe is obviously the most famous out of all of them, and I need to give him another chance. And then we have H.P. Lovecraft. Now, again with Poe, the same as with Poe, I read Call of Cthulhu as a teen, didn't get it, and moved on with my life. But I feel like I've been wanting to get into Lovecraft again for a while. I'm not much of like a sci-fi guy. Oh my god, I don't think he does sci-fi or horror person at all. I don't really read horror. And I feel like I want to at least try with him. Give him another try. I know Barnes and Noble does like the big leather-bound pretty much complete works, and I've heard that has like pretty much everything you need. But I feel like I'm gonna get the Penguin Deluxe because I don't know, I just want like a best of Lovecraft because I don't know, I don't want to commit because I don't know if I like him or not. But anyway, Lovecraft is on this list because I don't own any Lovecraft at this point. And then the last author we have here is Oscar Wilde. Now, I, as a teen, read and loved The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I've never read anything else by him. I've never read The Importance of Being Earnest. I've never read his essays or his poetry or any of his letters too. I haven't read any of that. I have a complete works of Oscar Wilde, but again, I just haven't gotten to it. And I don't know why I keep pushing off Oscar Wilde. I think just because there's so many other authors from that time period that I think I just like a bit more. Or at least I have a better connection with. Wilde is someone who I think I just like respect, but I haven't read anything by them really. And pretty much all I know about Oscar Wilde is The Wild Child, which isn't the best look of Oscar Wilde in vote. It is the truth. But anyway, Oscar Wilde is the last author who I'm surprised I haven't pretty much read. It's been so many moons since I've read The Picture of Dorian Gray. But anyway, that's my list. Let me know what you think about these authors in the comments. Are you surprised by any of these authors that I've mentioned? And let me know what you think of them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I'll see you next time.